Hello, I'm back with another video in the Unlikely Lot video series. In this video, I'll tell you about the basic setup of the property and property access. I'll also start to reveal what makes the Unlikely Lot such a challenging project. So the blue outline here, let me get the pointer. The blue outline here is the property line. So the parcel itself is about 6,500 square feet total. So not super small, definitely big enough to put a single family home on it. Next, notice that the wall that runs along the bottom of the property, this is the wall dividing my lot from my neighbors. The road to the right here is a private road. It's owned by the HOA, which I'm not a part of. By the way, this has been confirmed multiple times by multiple parties, including the property management company for the HOA, my title guy, and others. Around the left side and to the top of the property, this is all the golf course. So in fact, I'm basically part of the golf course. I'm actually on the golf course. So at this point, you may be having some alarms going off and questions forming in your head. You can see that the lot's surrounded. We've got a residential lot to the bottom. We've got a golf course over here. We've got a road on this side. The key here is that the road is owned by the HOA that I'm not a member of. So this leads us to problem number one, road access. Okay, so I was telling my wife that I bought this property and it had some issues, but I hope she'd be fine with me buying the property without having first discussed it with her. So she did ask to see the property. I sent her an image from Zillow that basically looked like this. So when I spoke to her, she seemed very understanding, supportive, even a little excited that I've made such a big purchase decision, even without having first talked to her about it. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought I was in the clear. I had to move pretty quickly, and I knew that we had talked about buying in this area before. But it became more and more clear to me that she thought I bought this property, the one with the lazy river in the backyard. So it should be no surprise why she was excited and supportive of this new purchase. But it was not that property, it was this one over here. Okay, so to keep us all on the same page, I clearly want to say that this is the property here. So you can actually even see a couple of golf carts going down the cart path through the middle of the property itself. But we're here to talk about road access to the property. Clearly, the only way to get onto this lot is via this street in the photo. But again, it's a private road and a gated community with a security code that they won't share with me. So I'm pretty much stuck. In fact, the lot is technically speaking landlocked. There's no public access point for me to get onto the property. All the lots that surround the property are privately owned. So this is what I want to talk about. What can I do to get road access? A few things I could think about is I could ask for permission to access the road from the HOA. I can squat on their property. I can try to sue them, sue the HOA and demand an access easement over their road. But I need to figure out a way to get to the property. Some obstacles I would expect are no one's really just incentivized to help me. The only one who is interested in getting access to this lot is me. So I might have to pursue legal action in order to get this resolved. And so there's a time and money and just an element of unknown that that would be in front of me. But in any case, I need to be able to get onto the property without having to trespass other people's property. So my options. Option one was I could ask permission from the HOA. This was my first choice. You know, be neighborly, talk to them, be reasonable. At the time, I was hoping that we could come up with a friendly solution and, you know, I could become part of the HOA, I could pay them dues, I could comply with their standards and, you know, all that sort of thing and just integrate into the HOA. So I did reach out to them. I called a couple times. I sent some emails. I spoke to different folks from the property manager to the board and ultimately to their lawyer. And with each person I tried to talk to just start a dialogue, I was shot down immediately and consistently. They just did not want to have a conversation with me at all. So this led me to explore option two. Option two is I could just squat on the property. So there is a thing called adverse possession. Not really viable for what I wanted to do there because one, I don't live in the area and it would just take a long amount of time to satisfy the conditions for adverse possession. And so really kind of led me to the next option. So option 3, I could sue the HOA and demand an access easement. And so spoiler alert here, this is the option I ended up pursuing. So in order to be successful here, I would need to learn the language of easements, learn what were the success criteria necessary to get a decision to give me the access needed. I couldn't simply just say, hey, give me access. It doesn't work that way. I have to make sure that my access request would not also create an undue burden to the property owner that would grant the easement to me. So anyway, I learned about the different easements, easement by prescription, easement by necessity. And so, that led me down a pretty deep rabbit hole. I did learn that this is not something that I could do myself in small claims court. It would require the help of a lawyer that would pursue these standard process that we'd have to go through and ultimately get the decision for the easement to be recorded on the deed. So in general, an easement would last forever. And so this is the option that I felt would be the best for the property. So what I've described here is not an exhaustive or legal list of things for you to go look into or go do. This is just what I wanted to look into and the path that I chose. So I felt like I educated myself, I was prepared, and I needed to get a lawyer. One thing I'll say here is that no one will advocate more effectively for you than you. So not your lawyers, not your friends. The person that is most motivated, most interested in you being successful here is you. So you need to learn what you can so that you can be confident talking to the lawyer, talking to their lawyer, talking to other people who have an interest in this, and making sure that you're prepared. So lots of my friends even doubted that anything could be done and discouraged me from the very beginning. Make sure I didn't get disappointed, and also in some cases they didn't see a path to success. It's not something that people would just know. This is not normal and ordinary for most of us. I did learn that most of the information that I would be looking up is done at the county level, not at the city level. So you're going to be looking for county records, county parcel viewer, county tax records, the recorder's office. These are all county sort of things. And it has been very helpful that the county that I'm working with has an excellent set of resources online that I can access for free. And so this has been critical to my process and hopefully ultimately to my success in the end. So in a future video, I'll go over the process from making initial contact with the HOA through initiating a lawsuit and ultimately resolving this conflict. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. Please come back, watch another video about the crazy story surrounding this unlikely lot. And until then, thank you so much for watching.